Hello, Glenda back from Top Notch Legal. Today's topic is agreements to agree. Now, in the business world, thousands upon thousands of contracts are prepared and signed every day. And this tends to lead business people to the false assumption that if they haven't put their signature on a document, then there's no contract and they can't be bound by it. But this can be seriously wrong. And I want to look at a recent case that happened in Western Australia. It involved a tenant negotiating the renewal of the lease. The tenant wanted to change a number of the terms of the lease. So negotiations went backwards and forwards, and they agreed on most of the major issues, but there were two or three less important issues that still hadn't been agreed. But the landlord lost patience and decided he wanted to make sure that he had a lease, and it ended up in a court of law. What happened in the court was the tenant said, "No, I have not signed a lease document. I never intended to be bound until I actually signed the lease document." But unfortunately for him, the court said, "No, there's enough evidence here to show that the parties intended to be bound. They agreed on all the major terms of the lease, so there is a formal lease document in place." Now, this is not limited just to leases. This can happen with negotiating on any business deal whatsoever. So, the message I want to leave you with is that when you are negotiating, you must be very careful to make it clear that you don't intend to be bound until you've actually signed that formal document. And a lot of people will often add the word subject to contract. We used to use that a lot and it was accepted by the courts, but unfortunately, it no longer is. So, what I recommend you do is that at the foot of the email, but above your signature, you add a sentence and you say the word something like, we will not be bound to these arrangements until we have signed a formal contract or formal agreement. And that will get you there. Okay, that's my little hint for today, Glenda from Top Notch Legal.